What's up, everyone? I am the Kaiju no Kami with
Cruellica Kain.
And we are going to be talking about Zenkaiger episode 11.
Yes, it is called Everyone's Devilishly Playing Tag Kai. I know I just keep the Kai in there just because I like to. It actually still has that in the Japanese version.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the translations we saw.
Oh my god! There is like a dozen translations for everything! Nevertheless, stop!
Really? I would keep going, but they're gonna get bored if we don't.
That's what I figured.
So, I'll just continue dubbing over you.
Okay, fine. No, this is not fun.
Okay, seriously though. Episode 11 starts off with the bad CGI SD Gundams arguing over pastries.
No. You have to get this right. It starts off with the most important question I was actually hoping I would get answered today, if not for the SD Gundams. It's a question I know I have asked and millions of other people have asked. What is the difference between white eggs and brown eggs? That was like the most important life question, and even Kaito didn't know, and he's like, what is the difference? And it looked like they were going to talk to the shopkeeper. And then Kuttner and Ricky had to interrupt. I was so aggravated. I'm like, finally, I'll get an answer to this question I've been asking for years.
Nope.
And then they had to have an argument over what's better, sweet cream or a cream-filled bun. So basically, or sweet bun and cream-filled bun. I kind of like Kaito's answer to this. Why not have a sweet bun filled with cream? I would eat that.
So a donut.
Essentially.
Chocolate cream-filled donut.
It doesn't have to have a chocolate, just a cream-filled is awesome.
It's just...
But, so, life's question, unfulfilled yet again.
I never knew that egg color was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You people are sad. If that's the biggest question in the universe for you, wow.
Oh no, I have many other questions, but I already know what the meaning of the universe is. It's 47, but...
That was 666.
No. Not unless you read the Hitchhiker's Guide. Then you'll know it's 47.
I thought it was 42 was the end thing.
Oh, son of a bitch, it is 42!
You don't even know the thing, and I don't even know what you're talking about exactly, yet I somehow know 42 is the correct choice, and you...
Shut up.
Wow.
Right. So let's move on. So...
42? In 42 seconds, we'll move on. Okay, seriously though. Okay, so CGI Gundams, SD Gundams, have this little argument over the cream-filled buns. Then all of a sudden they turn around and, oh, there's a monster right there that just happens to be right there.
No, I actually find it funny how he just kind of jumps out of nowhere. And he's like, and it's Tag World. And he wants to play tag. So, Kuttner and Ricky apparently are SD Gundam children, replicants of him, because apparently they have both thought the way to verify one of them is right, they must beat the monster. Whoever wins this battle is right. And all I thought of was you. Because if you had a twin, or you and your brother were closer, I could see you competing about every little thing to prove one of you was right.
No. I would not see that ever happening.
I do. Because you like to be right.
I don't like to be right, I just am right.
Nevertheless, they both attack the monster, they both get tagged. And what this particular monster does, which I think is the most brilliant thing that's happened for a monster attack yet this series, is if you get tagged, you get an Oni mask on your forehead. And you then are controlled or compelled to tag other people who then get this Oni mask. And it just continues and continues and continues. Like, there's no effort by the monster at all. He just has to hit one flipping person. And
I did like how Evil Emperor dude, the wallpaper guy, was like, hey, this might be a fun time.
Even Iago was in on it. He enjoyed it. But the funny part about that is the tag monster goes to tell them an update. Apparently he never even gets to tell them the update before he gets thrown right back into Earth because he gets yelled at for not doing his job when kind of was. But
yeah, it's not like all the people in tag just stopped because he left the planet.
Well, I do find it funny. After Kuttner and Ricky get tagged and a whole bunch of other people, they start chasing Kaito and Vroom. And what was so funny is about me, for at least the initial part, is Flint is standing in the middle. She walks right in front of Kaito as he's about to shoot the gun to transform. And she's like, what? And they both hold out their guns right next to her. Shoot! And they transform, like, miraculously behind her. I was like, that's kind of a badass transformation.
The camera work in the scene when they were running through the alleyways was pretty interesting.
I liked how Vroom became a wall.
Yeah, that was hilarious. They separate. Vroom goes that way, Kaito goes that way, then Kaito turns and Vroom's there, like, against the wall, like, no one can see me. No one can see me. No one can see me.
All I thought of was Drax. I move so...
That's exactly what I thought of.
I'm like, oh my god, this is like Drax.
I thought of that too, like, I'm moving so slow you can't see this potato chip move.
And then Kaito grabs a garbage can to hide over him. Now, in their brilliance, they run and run and run. They get to this open area, and they're about to Tag World. They go running up to him to do a melee attack, and all Tag World does is hold out his hands. And they're like, wait! And it's like hearing and then the music changes as they slowly walk down the stairs backwards. Like, it's this, like, merry-go-round type music, and it was so funny because it was just such a dramatic shift. And then Flint's there, and she feels guilty for what's going on. Backstory is the reason why Kuttner and Ricky became the way they did is a similar thing happened in SD World.
She stood by and they got transformed.
So she feels fairly guilty for it. And so they're running around. Vroom then gets transformed.
He gets tagged, yep. Because he got tagged by the two brothers.
Yeah, they both hit him at the same time.
And then, so they're all chasing after Kaito, who they all get away.
It's almost like watching, oh god, now I can't remember the skits. Not the Red Skeleton, the Barney Hill.
Benny Hill?
Yeah, Benny Hill.
They're back at the shop making their plans.
Oh, no. You have to, first, before they go back to the shop, Gaon, Majine. So Majine magics into Kaito's hand a slingshot. He slingshots the brothers away, and all I thought of was Pokemon for Team Rocket blasting off again.
Team Ricky blasting off again.
And then Gaon, you don't know it's Gaon at first, even though it should make sense it was, shoots Vroom. Vroom falls down, passing out, and everybody yells at him. He's like, you shot Vroom! And he's like, he's a Kikinoid, he'll be fine. And I'm like, wow, that's a dick move. Dime store predator, dick move.
But then they're in their shop, and they come up with this plan that Majine will take all the people, and then Vroom shows up like, why are you guys just chilling here? You know that this is the first place I was going to check, right? And then touches Majine, and they're like, oh no, our entire plot was revolving around Majine.
And no, I think what was so funny is that line was said so terribly. That was, and I know it was done on purpose, but it was said like a 10-year-old would do during a school play. Oh no, our whole plan was revolving around Majine. And you're like, oh my god, how idiotic, how are you? And then everybody's running around each other. Once again, we get this whole
Kaito
thing.
gets away. And I like when Kaito is trying to fight the monster and all the four show up. He's like, why did you bring them with you? And then when I like when they're running around the tree and doing the transformation.
Oh, yes. Yes. No, I think the best part is when they're doing their call signs. And they're so disorganized. But this was like, I would say when you do a review of the series, if you have to do like a thing of their call signs, I would use this episode as the most ridiculous introduction of their call signs.
But I like then how they're trying to go in all order. So that
and even the monster is like, wow, you guys are way unorganized. And I'm like, yep, they are.
But yeah, I liked how they were trying to actually go in their roll call order and
they failed horribly. And then, which I know he has to be super, super, super happy about, Kaiser comes, but he's already transformed.
Yes,
so there's
no
no
singing,
singing, no dancing. I was a little disappointed, but it made sense to do so because you kind of wanted to have that fast pace, which is the one benefit about this particular episode.
Well, no, what I like though, earlier, Flint is given the Zenkaiger coin. She's got it for like 10 seconds, and yet she managed to copy the technology with Six Rangers.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
When she's like, yep, I pirated your she's like, yep, I copied the technology, and the other ones are like, wait, did she just pirate us? That's kind of worrisome that someone could just pirate our technology like that.
Yeah, and it was funny because Kaito is like dumbfounded, and that was what Vroom said. Even though he's evil, so to speak, because he's trying to tag everybody, he's like, wait, they pirated us. And so what we have for other Rangers in this is we have Go Sager, which I actually thought was cool. After Kaito did the Go Sager, he actually had the transformer, the like totem head, and used the card. Then we had Geki Ranger.
Well, okay, so one notable thing is this officially seals Geki Chopper as being the Sixth Ranger character for
What
Geki
do you
Ranger.
mean? Well,
people didn't know if Toei really considered Geki Chopper the Sixth Ranger because Gokai Silver never actually used those powers.
Oh.
So people couldn't figure out if Toei counted him as a Sixth Ranger or not, but this pretty much solidifies him as the Sixth Ranger character for Geki Ranger.
See, I always wondered about that because
I always saw him as the Sixth Ranger character.
Well, I wondered because I always thought the brother could have been the Sixth Ranger just because of... But Geki Ranger is such an odd series.
Well, yeah.
Because it really only has 3 primary Rangers, and then the 2 are essentially auxiliary. So that's a good point to raise. I had not thought about that myself.
I did like when he pulled up then the Shuriken powers.
Okay, what was so cool about it is the bat. And then when he had the baseball, and he did what Shuriken does, of when he hits the baseball, and there's multiple balls that go towards him.
Multiple balls.
But, so that was really cool. It was nice to see a little bit more of the Six Rangers, because all we got, and it was what Zox initially had, which I think is basically 3. Because he has his from Gokaiger,
the Shinkenger and O-Ranger.
So it's nice to actually see more in there. It'll be curious to see how this changes.
But yeah, just Flint being able to fully copy their technology by holding the coin for like 10 seconds was just hilarious. Although that scene when Flint and Kaito were running looked really weird.
Well, that's because running never looks good if you're running straight ahead. Like running straight towards a screen, it can always look fake because people don't run pretty. I've been on the track team.
Well, that's the problem. They try to run so that they were pretty much trying to run like the way they had Ezra Miller run as Flash in Justice League.
Well, exactly.
Where it just looks unnatural.
Well, that's the problem. People don't run pretty. We're like a jumble of limbs. And every time you see people running straight for a camera in a show, or straight towards the camera, it never looks good if it's like rehearsed type running. If it's like emotional type running, it works, but not rehearsed.
But, so then they destroy the monster. We get two monsters.
No. When they destroy the monster, they're all excited and everybody's like good about it. And then Vroom is like, no, Gaon's like, no, look behind you. Because everybody's like thinking they're done. Especially the twins. And Gaon's like, no, there's that. And then you get the two monsters. Oh my lord.
And they're playing tag, and then they
play tag with bombs, though.
Now, the one thing I was trying to figure out, why was it 18 seconds when Juran and Galan got hit with the tag, but then it was 45 seconds?
I think it's probably the type of bomb he used.
I don't know.
I'd
say plot convenience. But I did like when the brothers were like arguing when they're just tagging each other.
Oh my god, because you're just seeing the little Oni mask bounce 1 and 2 and 3. All because they wanted to trick the monster into thinking that they weren't a cohesive unit.
But that was pretty funny though, just watching them tag. And then when the Kaito and them were about to blow the monster up, they're like, oops, back away.
I know. It was like backing up.
And then when they're all like, with their helmets on.
Oh, I know. Everybody's doing that. I'm like, oh my god. If you have a helmet on, just do this. But no, their reactions were great. Sadly, we didn't get like a true mech scene for Kaiser.
I'm fine with what we got.
With the two separate, like...
I'm fine with that because, one, they're building up Kaiser's mecha, and it made the mech battle actually fun instead of just feel like a normal generic mech battle that's there just to be there.
It's not like they actually fought. They were just playing a game.
Yeah, but it was actually fun and something different.
Every time I kept on thinking of the, let's play a game, I'm like, oh my god, Jigsaw. That's all I expected to see was like a clown Jigsaw mask somewhere in the episode.
You want to play a game?
But it was a lot of fun.
Now, the one thing that was weird at the end, so we see Ijarud working on this giant mech. When they show the mech, they've got this bright light obscuring the mech so you can't see it. But then they show us the mech in the trailer for the next episode. So I was like, what was the point of obscuring it if you were just going to show it off in the preview trailer anyway?
That's like watching a Warner Brothers trailer.
I just don't get what the point of that was. Because it looked like they were obscuring it on purpose to not show us what it looks like. But then they go and show us it. So I was like...
The one downside to this particular episode is we did not get Stacy.
And we didn't get any plot development at all.
No, I actually feel like this was just a filler episode to have fun.
Yeah, I know, but this is episode 11. So we need some story to finally start kicking in.
Yeah, but we've had a lot of development, even if it's been incremental. This is truly, in my opinion, the first actual filler episode we've had. Like, every other episode has had something, either development on the relationships, development on the characters, incremental development on the story. I don't feel like any of the other episodes have truly been wasted.
Well...
This is the first episode where we actually just had filler.
not necessarily, because we just had him get the coins from Flint creating them. So I'm not saying it's true filler. It's just I'm wanting the main story to finally kick in a bit.
No, I kind of have a feeling, just by the way the presentation of the next episode, is we might get a little bit more story then.
I'm hoping so, or at least after the next episode when they introduce the villain mech and Two Kaisers mech, we finally have a story kick in.
Exactly. I feel like it's coming soon, because I think that was the point of where Izurd came in the end, was to say there's things coming. So I'm trying to stick with it positively that...
Oh, I need to ask you. So, Flint,
Mm-hmm.
the dish that her brother gave her.
Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. I would say what I really feel about it, but you'd probably have to bleep me out, so I'm just gonna...
Looked like it could be good. It looked like it was like crab legs and stuff.
I'm controlling myself because I don't want to be bleeped.
Fine, whatever. You're no fun.
I'll just say it was disgusting. Simplistically disgusting.
Wow. That's disgusting, but your egg question is so big. The world must know.
The world must know! What in the hell is the difference between a white egg and a brown egg? If anybody actually does know when they watch this video, please, for the life of me, put it in the comments. I just want to know.
Why do you care what a chicken abortion difference is?
Okay, that's a terrible way of putting it. But I want to know what the difference between a white egg and a brown egg is.
One's white, one's brown. Maybe the brown eggs are whole wheat eggs.
Okay, that would be weird. Okay, that would be weird. If that legitimately is the answer, I'm going to slap you upside the head. But, dude. No, So...
And isn't that kind of racist? Asking what the difference is between a brown egg and a white egg?
No, because it's an egg you buy in a store. I don't know if it's because it's organic, but then I guess I see organic eggs that are... I don't know. I was just like, right when Vroom asked that, I'm like, I'm right there with you, dude. I have no idea. Why?
The yolk's on you. That was an excellent joke.
I'm not. No. But
Exactly.
I like the episode. I am so happy that we were able to watch this episode subbed, because I was prepared to watch it raw.
Oh no, I don't like the show enough to watch it raw. If for some reason, okay, so
Ow!
just a little bit. TV Nihon got a cease and desist letter from Toei on Kamen Rider Sentai, so now the entire Toku community is in this like uproar. Some people are
Barely.
sort of. Some people are freaking out, like, oh my god, what does this mean? Others are very pissed off and like sending Toei pissed off letters because that makes sense.
Yeah, let's
Like,
send the company pissed off
but
letters
the other
for
thing is-
illegal downloads.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is, okay, get it that you like the fan subs, but technically Toei does have the right to tell everyone to not sub their show because they do legally own it. It sucks, but you can't get pissed off at them for trying to protect their copyright. The problem is, it'd be nice if Toei were to announce some type of like alternative saying, we're doing this because we're going to be streaming these shows as they each weekend as they air.
Well, exactly. So I'm just happy we watched it. I would have continued watching them raw, even if he didn't, just because I actually like the show. I'm just happy that we're able to continue watching it.
That right now they're still releasing it.
And I appreciate all the effort the fan subbers do take with it. And I understand their concerns and hesitations about violating, and I hate to use quotations about it, but violating any type of piracy acts. But I'm eager to see.
It's an interesting subject, though, because really, does Toei have any legal grounds when no one actually owns the show in America?
I would save this conversation for a separate video.
Well, yeah, but I'm just wondering...
Because I don't think they want to listen. Oh, we're going to talk about Zenkaiger in the episode, and then we're going to...
No, some people actually asked if we were going to bring this up in the video.
Oh, okay.
That's why I figured...
Like,
yeah, that's why I figured... We finished some of the Zenkaiger episodes, so if that's all you want to hear about, then you can call it good now. Otherwise, we'll go on for a few more minutes with this.
So, okay, looking at it from a business perspective... We're more of a global world than we were before. So if you look at it as a global organization, Toei, they do legally own the copyright worldwide. The challenge is when you have businesses like Hasbro owning it for U.S. consumption and probably other companies owning it for those localizations, that's where it becomes very fuzzy. Because technically in the United States, if it is still the way it is, and I know there's rumors, and we actually talked about this in one of our podcasts, does Hasbro still own it? And if Hasbro does own Power Rangers, and offshoot is Super Sentai, then they're the ones that should technically be doing the cease and desist in the Sentai. For Sentai in the United States. But if Toei has, which we don't know because not everything is always public, but if they have signed some sort of documentation, which I wouldn't be surprised, that have given them business justifications in the States, then yes, they have absolute rights. But at the end of the day, it's their intellectual property, and the reason why TV Nihon got picked on, and this is no disrespect for them, this is actually a compliment for them, is that because they're the most notable resource. They were one of the first, even if there are offshoots now that many of us use alternatively, TV Nihon was the poster child for obtaining a lot of tokusatsu in the United States. And I give them credit for it, because if not for them, there were a ton of shows that we would have never been able to watch if not for them. And I have some opinions about them, but that's neither the time or the place. And I respect their decision of pulling what they had to do, because apparently they got 3 cease and desists. And I'm surprised that the 3rd cease and desist wasn't even worse, because once you receive a cease and desist...
Well, no, I think from what it sounded like, they got 3 at the same time.
Oh, okay, because...
It wasn't like they were given 3 warnings. No, from what it sounds like is that they were sent all 3 at the same time.
So when a cease and desist warning is sent, and this is for anyone who may not know, that's actually a legal action that if you, and I understand it's in the title, but if you do not stop what you are doing in a specified period of time, you personally, because I highly doubt TV Nihon is incorporated like what we are. We have an LLC, we have a shield. I highly doubt TV Nihon is. And so each one of those members that you see representing TV Nihon as an organization would be personally fined, sued, prosecuted, and where Grown Ups in Spandex, Overtime, where they took their concerns, is they did not want to take the chance of what TV Nihon got. And I can respect that. And the fear about having fan subs in America when you do that is you have to be wary of what the rules are. And I'm not going to get paid for this. I wish we did, because it'd be cool. But I would recommend, for your own personal safeties, if you don't have one, have a VPN. This is not to say go hog wild and download everything in the known universe, because I'm a believer in only legitimate property. But having a VPN can protect you from being spied on for things that you may want to have private. But this does, on the flip side, something that you hold personally, is if Kamen Rider, or let's just say Wide Berth, if all of tokusatsu is going to become more available in the United States, this is a conundrum I think people are going to have. If there's going to be a way to download things even after.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, people are, like, I was in an argument where a guy was like, well, here in the UK, the moment fan subs go down, we don't have access to it anymore. Are you sure? Because even American movies are put up on the internet for download. There's ways to get it.
There's a particular site that I think most of the world knows about.
Hey, it's got to do with, it's in similar range to Zenkaiger.
Exactly. That everybody uses. I'm not saying it's right, nor it's wrong. But if somebody uploads it and finds a way to put it on the internet for download...
And they're going to.
They're going to. People are going to do bad things no matter how much you tell them not to. The conundrum is, where's the line? And I'm a believer, if you can afford it, support it, because otherwise you will not get anything else of that franchise. Perfect example that's been going on, I know this is not tokusatsu related but still similar, is there was an anime called Nanbaka. The rumor is, and it seems fairly legit from the Japanese part, is the reason that show will not be continued as an anime anywhere in the world is because of how much piracy happened.
Yep, and season 2 ended on a cliffhanger to a big battle that will never get finished now.
And that's not the first show nor property that has ever been pulled because people kept on pirating it. And if you want to have access to tokusatsu in America, you need to support it. Even if you can't support everything, support the things you like, if nothing else. Because, yes, things will go up for download, but I can guarantee you that it's not going to be as easy if Toei does actually have a now legitimate foothold in the United States. Because typically, for copyright law, at least from what I've read for the United States, is that you do have to have some sort of legal relationship as a business entity in the United States to be able to do any kind of, or you have to have a representative. You have to have some kind of representation in the United States to be able to do a cease and desist in a United States organization. Every other country is a little bit different, including Japan, but the United States is very finicky because we hold our copyrights so protected in this country. Like, his copyright just for Kaiju no Kami is good for at least 25 years. So technically nobody else in the world could use, or in the country, can use the term Kaiju no Kami. Same thing if you look at any of your favorite companies. Power Rangers. Hasbro now owns that and owns anything related in a derivative to Power Rangers. And even if the rumors are true, which I don't hold a candle to anything, is if Toei does now own Super Sentai in the States and Kamen Rider, you're going to see a little bit more of a shakeup here. And I will admit, from a business perspective, it is going to get a little bit tougher before it gets easier. Because if we finally get the wish we've been asking for, and I know I didn't go over this in the podcast, I can promise you that the transition is going to be huge. Because Japan tends to cater more to international audiences just as much as they do their local audiences. So it's going to be interesting to see how that adjusts.
Well, just look at how long it took fansub or anime fansubbers to finally start quitting doing fansubs after simulcast started.
How do you think Crunchyroll is how they are now. They were like Kiss Anime, Nya Torrents, all those other places. They were exactly the same.
But they were proactive in changing them to...
They went legit, which some people do look at it as a slap in the face, because I've heard some people say, well, Crunchyroll sold out. Sorry, it's either a lawsuit and jail time or making a dime to pay my bills. What do you think I'm going to take at the end of the day? And I can guarantee you, my bills come before anyone else's entertainment.
I've got nothing else to add. So
no,
that's pretty much it. Don't take it out on Toei for protecting their own work.
And don't take it out on TV Nihon or any of the other fan-subbing groups that have, for, let's say, the last, 20 years?
It's on here, actually. Nihon started in 2002.
Okay, so, about 20 years.
Which would make sense, because 2003 is when we really started getting into Toku.
But don't take it out on the fan-subbers if they decide to pull back, because they have to protect themselves. They're doing this for fun. They don't get paid for this unless people donate to them. So if nothing else, if you have a few extra bucks while doing anything and they still have their donation boards up there, donate a few bucks just to say thank you for all the hard work they have done over the years. Because having worked with a few people who've done it, we know it's not easy. And then at the same time, say thank you to Toei, or not say thank you. Cross your fingers that Toei is doing this for the right reasons. And it does mean they're looking at the success of Subaraya.
Well, that's the thing. That's why my thing is, why would they wait this long? If they weren't planning on something.
Well, the reason why I think something is going to happen is because of that recent video
with the actors
from 01 saying, we didn't know you watched Kamen Rider in America, and then the pause of like, how do you watch Kamen Rider in America? So with Japan kind of wondering, how are they watching this stuff? That is what really set me into thinking, okay,
they're finally taking it seriously.
Something is going down, that a rapid change is happening. And in all honesty, they would be stupid not to take advantage of something that they now know is a very passionate market. So at the end of it all, give all of yourselves a huge thank you, because if you weren't fans of tokusatsu for however many years you've been fans of tokusatsu and pushed it, persevered, talked about it online, enjoyed the franchises, bought stuff about the franchises, and I'm not talking necessarily the Region 2 DVDs, because trust me, they're expensive and I hate them. I'm more talking about like the toys. The toys, yes. The toys, gimmicks. You, as collectively as a community, we might all be assholes sometimes, but we have done a lot to remind people that we're here and we like this stuff and they need to give us a chance to be a part of it internationally. And so I'm trying to look at it from a positive perspective, especially having a business knowledge of how organizations tend to work. So I know that it's going to be possible and we just have to stay patient. And please, people on Twitter, because I know you're going to post this on Twitter. So if everybody wants to stop now, this is just my impassioned plea to Twitter real quick.
So this is the third chapter of this video.
Yes, chapter 3. Please, if you assume you know what we do in our homes, like know people who work in we know people who work in the industry. We know people who have been affiliated with tokusatsu for years. We might not know them personally, but we know them professionally.
We know people who have done licensing in the industry.
So we're not talking out of our ass. You may not like our opinions, and that's fine. I may not like your opinions. I respect them though, and that's all I ask, is just treat people with respect. The world sucks still right now. Please just treat people with respect. We don't need much more drama. So, end of chapter 3. Hopefully you all stuck around for the entire video, because I'm going to say something dorky, and that's, I really do appreciate all of you. And if you do like what we talk about and want to see more, please click the subscribe button. Click the bell notification to see when we bring out new videos, as well as click the like to let us know that you actually liked what we talked about today. Also, please comment about the eggs, because I really want to know. And if you have any questions or would like to see any other videos on the business side of tokusatsu or anything like that, that would be fun to do. Or in general, that's the one thing he doesn't ask a lot in his videos. Give us ideas. Obviously, if you ask us about series, can't promise you we're always going to review every single series right away. But if there's certain topics you'd like us to address as well, definitely let us know. And if you want to support us, because we are, well, he's poor. He's my house husband. If you watch Netflix, The Way of the House Husband is him. I had to. I finally had to. But anyways, if you want to support us,
except for the Yakuza bit,
you could find us on Patreon at Kaiju no Kami. And if you want to follow us on any kind of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I think I even have a Pinterest, which just has random like food things on there. It's all at Kaiju no Kami. And
wait, there's a Kaiju no Kami Pinterest?
Yes, but I mainly put food because I thought it was my account. So if you want to see random food things, go to Pinterest. And if you actually want to check out our website and see some of the voice actor industry interviews that we have done, pictures of any conventions that we've been to, or anything else, please check out our website, which is creativitybydesignllc.com. Well, that's a very long video. I'm tired, so we shall see you later.
Until next time, bye.